Mattel versus Tam. The disparaging trademarks are registrable. By Dakota Slattery. First, we have a list of contents. First, we'll be going over the case facts, where we'll be talking about, obviously, the facts of the case and the possible reasonings for that case. In this instance, it's about disparaging trademarks being registrable. Afterwards, we'll talk about the case impact of the case's decision and what that could lead to. Afterwards, we'll go over judicial lawmaking, where how it's seen as rewriting a law or judicial clause through the actions of the Supreme Court or their other court justice systems. Then afterwards, we'll go on and discuss all the possible future considerations as a result of the case, either good or bad. Now then, the facts of this case start with Simon Tam and his bands, which are known as the Slants. And while trying to register their band's name through the U.S. Trademark Office, however, their application to receive their name registry for their band was denied because the office believed that this name was disparaging people of Asian descent due to the disparagement clause of Lanham Act of 1946, which prohibits trademarks of immoral or scandalous suggestive contents. However, Mr. Simon attempted to go through the trademarks office one more time, but was refused a second time, and then went to the U.S. appellate courts to have his name, his band name, registered as Slant. And the U.S. court believed that it was within the office's right to refuse the band's name under the disparagements clause, but after reviewing all the facts, they believed that this clause was violating the First Amendment. It was later found by a unanimous decision of the appellate courts that the disparagement clause had prohibited the trademarks which disparages members of racial or ethnic groups, but had also violated the freedom speech clause of the First Amendment. And based on the situation in context of what Mr. Simon was trying to do with his band's name was not a form of government speech, but rather a simple trademark to express the unique individuality of his group was seen from the viewpoint of the First Amendment, and the court believed that it did not need to be applied to the disparagement clause's rules. Now then, the judicial lawmaking. This case was seen as rewriting the basic understanding of how we view the disparagement clause, which is normally used if one is attempt to disparage a certain race or ethnic groups. Then the disparagement clause would be in effect. However, if someone was trying to sell or utilize an offensive phrase and use it as a form of a simple trademark that shows their own unique expression, then it would be seen and recognized by the First Amendment as a form of free speech and expression. Now, the future considerations of this revision to the disparagement clause can either be good or bad. Now, the good part could be that by using the offensive phrases or anything that could be seen as offensive by races or ethnic groups and were used as a name for a group or a product, then it could have good applications to it. It could even possibly change how we view that name, phrase, or word altogether and eventually forget its meaning. However, the bad part of this is that it could remind others of what that name means, give the wrong impression, or be used to intentionally hurt others. This is the end of my presentation. Thank you very much.